It's an East Coast versus West Coast matchup between two teams desperate for a victory. It's Thursday night action in the National Women's Soccer League between the Washington Spirit and the Seattle Reign. Hey, great to have you with us, everyone, on a terrific evening for soccer just south of Seattle at Starfire Stadium, along with former University of Washington assistant coach David Wharton. I'm Tom Glasgow. And David, first of all, let's talk about this Reign team. A lot of frustration. 286 minutes since they've scored their last goal, and they certainly hope that'll change tonight.
Absolutely. When you spend as much time on the road as the Reign has, 5 of their last 6 games on the road, it's going to be tough, right, to build any sort of consistency. And so, the results show it. Hopefully with tonight's home game, they can start to build on that.
Yeah, consistency a key word, because wholesale changes have been brought onto this lineup. One of those players coming in, Teresa Noyola, midfielder, former National Player of the Year at Stanford. That can't be a bad thing.
No, that says a lot. When you're talking about a player who's had that much success in the Pac-12, one of the power conferences in the NC2A, you know that she's a quality player. Hopefully she can help them hold the ball a little further up the field and put the Spirit under a little bit of pressure in their own half.
And the person behind the changes, of course, the head coach, Laura Harvey, came to the Reign from across the pond at Arsenal, and certainly a challenge for a coach. It's a new league, it's a new team, it's a new country, and you're going through some tough times early. That can be a real tough situation.
If you look at the league standings, you'll see that more than half the goals that have been scored in the NWSL have been scored by allocated players, and Laura's without all of hers. So it's a little bit of a tough sledding, but she's got the pieces that she's got to find a way to make them work, and she's taking things up tonight to see if they can get things kick-started.
Well, like the Reign, the Washington Spirit hoping to break through with their first victory of the season. A unique coaching situation tonight because Mike Jordan recently underwent back surgery, so unable to make that East Coast, West Coast flight due to that. So Chris Ward, the assistant, steps into the acting head coaching role. So a neat opportunity for him. I'm not sure many things will be changing tonight.
No, absolutely not. He spent a lot of time with the team, and they've had a lot of success that they're trying to build on. That may not show in the results, but they're feeling pretty good about their squad right now.
And he should feel very good about number 8 on the roster. That's Diana Mathis, and she has already shown herself to be one of the top offensive players in the league.
Absolutely. She's got 7 points. She scored 3 goals. She's all over the place up front. She puts a lot of pressure on you. The Reign are going to have to watch out for her this year.
The Reign will, and we will as well.
And in goal tonight, climbing the net for your Seattle Reign, number 18, Michelle Bejos from the University of Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, your Seattle Reign.
Let's get to the starting lineups for tonight's match. First of all, for the visiting Washington Spirit, the back line of Robin Gale, Dominika Hodak, Tori Huster, U.S. national team member Ali Krieger. Midfield, Ingrid Wells, another U.S. national team member, and Laura Lindsay, Julia Roberts, and the player we just talked about moments ago with those 3 goals so far this season, a member of the Canadian national team, Diana Matheson. And up front, it's Tiffany McCarty and Stephanie Oakes. Again, the acting head coach tonight is Chris Ward. His assistant, Lloyd Yaxley. The record coming into this match for the Spirit, no wins, 2 losses, and 3 draws for 3 points. Starting lineup for the home team, Seattle Reign FC, a back line of Kirsten Dahlstream, Jenny Ruiz, Kate Dinas, and Lauren Barnes. Midfielders, Jess Fishlock. She's a player to keep an eye on with that platinum blonde hair, always active, a member of the Wells national team. She's flanked by Teresa Noyola and also Kristen Meyer. Up front, Liz Bogus, Christina Larson, and Lindsay Taylor. And again, the head coach, who just celebrated a birthday yesterday, Laura Harvey. And we are glad to have you with us on this Thursday evening. Starfire Soccer Complex, just about a 15-minute drive south of Seattle. So, David, let's talk about things we need to look for early on from a roster, from a lineup for the Seattle Reign, with 6 new faces from their game last week, a 2-0 loss at Sky Blue.
Well, we know that the Spirit are going to press up the field a lot higher, and so the quick release out of the back line is going to be really, really critical. See if they can get the ball up front to a player like Liz Bogus, a more experienced forward, see if she can hold it, bring other players like the exciting Jessica Fishlock and Teresa Noyola into the game, and see if we can build up the field in stages.
And for the Washington Spirit, after a lengthy run at home, games against Western New York, Sky Blue, Portland Thorns, and the Boston Breakers, they are just out on the road for the second time this season for this match tonight against the Seattle Reign. They opened their season against the Boston Breakers on the road, a 1-1 draw for Seattle, their lone point coming in their opening match. That was also on the road against Chicago and also ended 1-1. Our referee tonight, Katya Koroleva. The assistant referees, Felicia Moriscal and Ray Moffitt Jr. So we await the opening kickoff here at Starfire, and we are underway. Long ball in direction of Lindsay Taylor, and the throw-in will go to the Spirit.
Right off the bat, the Reign trying to keep the ball in the Spirit's end of the field.
I'll ricochet around out near midfield. Lauren Barnes had a touch on it for Seattle. And a foul call going against the Reign. Always important in these early minutes. You're always trying to figure out which team will settle in, get into that flow, have the possession that they would like to have.
Well, it was a chippy little foul, but you have a feeling that the Reign are trying to send a message that they're not to be taken lightly.
Long ball in the direction of Tiffany McCarty. The defense by the Reign, played back to Kate Dynas. Goalies tonight for Seattle, it's Michelle Betos and U.S. national team member Ashlyn Harris in goal for the Spirit.
Ball almost gets through wide on the left.
Audio difficulties, thanks for sticking through that. On the attack, their best penetration into Spirit territory.
That's good early pressure from the Reign, getting the ball down the line and along the back line so that they can put some pressure, force the keeper to handle the ball early on.
Ashlyn Harris, the goalie to play it out. Former star at the University of North Carolina, got her first call up to the U.S. national team back in 2009 out of Satellite Beach, Florida. Dynas getting ahead on it. Stephanie Oakes playing it out wide. Matheson into the box, and Fishlock clears it out. McCarty working on Fishlock. Jess Fishlock wins that matchup.
That's great work by Fishlock. She's not big, but she used her body really, really effectively there to turn the attacking player away.
Foul on Hodak. Seattle quickly with the ball back in play. Turnover McCarty to Oakes. Stephanie Oakes with a nice move to the right, tries to cross. Ball still in the box. Dangerous ball. Fishlock and Betos. Betos quickly getting it out to Teresa Noyola.
They need to push it here.
Noyola looking for a player to feed to. Nice ball. Trying to find Liz Bogus. And we have the first corner of the match to be taken by the Seattle Reign.
It's a lot more speed and attack out by the Reign. That's a really good job getting the ball, putting the Spirit under pressure before they can recover.
Christine Nairn to take this corner. And again, coming into this match, a 286-minute scoring drought for the Reign. Nairn, good-looking ball. Nearly a goal. Last touched by one of the Washington Spirit players. That call being protested, but another corner kick coming up for the Reign.
It's another Seattle Reign corner kick.
A terrific corner, that first effort, David, by Nairn.
Well driven in. That's great running in the box and force the defenders to put it back out over their own end line.
This time cleared out. Coming through Dahlstrom. Ball deflected. Noyola. Robin Gale clearing that ball out a bit.
This is good
Gale with that last touch.
It's good sustained pressure by the Reign. They're doing a good job of keeping the Spirit on their heels.
Noyola, Larson.
Oh,
goal!
what a great goal.
A beautiful shot. Lindsay Taylor, goal for the Reign. And that is how you end a scoring drought as the Reign break through in the 6th minute to grab the 1-0 lead.
And that's exactly what the Reign needed. An early score, build some confidence with this new lineup. That was a great diagonal ball. Great diagonal ball. Look over the top. She's isolated on the backside. She brings the ball down with her first touch and left touch right away. Left foot right away into the back of the net. Well done by the Reign.
Lindsay Taylor, former Pac-12 Player of the Year at Stanford in 2011 out of Redwood City, California, getting her first goal for the Seattle Reign. And right back on the attack, the Spirit. Dahlstrom trying to clear it out and trying to knock it in on the volley. Laura Lindsay, member of the U.S. Women's National Team, came into this match with 1 goal and 1 assist out of Indianapolis.
Can't let that excitement from the early goal lead to a lapse in the concentration. Can't give up an early goal back to the Spirit and balance things out. Got to increase the defensive pressure right here.
Ball cleared out away from McCarty. Those 5 minutes after you score can sometimes be the most susceptible time defensively.
It's a challenge because you're feeling good about things and you tend to relax just a little bit, and they need to be concentrated right here. They need to know that scoring first doesn't mean anything. There's a long way to go for the rest of this game.
Fishlock. Ingrid Wells playing it back to Gale.
The Reign are much more balanced defensively tonight and drawing their defensive line a lot higher. This is good. And forcing the Spirit to keep it in their half of the field allows the defenders to be much more active, stepping up and putting pressure on players.
Easter playing it ahead. Lauren Barnes to Noyola. Good switch of the ball by the Reign. Jenny Ruiz getting a start tonight ahead to Fishlock. Good tackle that time by Matheson. Showing she's not just an offensive threat. Good defense there as well. Matheson playing the ball ahead, looking for Oakes. And Betos gets out just in the nick of time and looks to be a bit shaken up. Maybe a knee to the thigh for the keeper for the Reign.
She comes out strong and pays a bit of a price. I think she'll shake that right off.
Jill Betos under a lot of pressure this season, has had to deal with 71 shots on goal, more than any other keeper in the league. And Michelle, the starter until the debut some point in June, we believe, of Hope Solo.
Michelle's filled in really well. She's faced a lot of pressure, but she's one of the most active goalkeepers I've ever seen. As exciting as it is to watch Jess Fishlock and her energy, I think Michelle has just as much energy back there in the goal.
Robin Gale, number 15. Canadian national team. All played up and not on the same page that time as Hodak. Played it up in the area of Oakes and McCarty.
Michelle wisely holding on to the ball, letting her team get a little farther forward, not rushing things.
Taylor and Hodak collide, and that'll be a foul on Dominika Hodak. And Fishlock to take the free kick.
Hopefully,
or Christine Nairn will take it.
Hopefully this service will be as good as the last two corner kicks.
Nairn. Cleared away nicely by the Spirit. McCarty putting it out near midfield where the Reign regained possession. Nairn again.
That's a
to
great
Noyola
ball over the top.
onside. Noyola, the nice cutback. The delivery and the save by Ashlyn Harris. But again, a very encouraging offensive push, David, for the Reign.
It's a great job of trying to take advantage of the Spirit's pressure as they step out off of that free kick and they're in transition going forward. Play that ball back over the top, catch the back line stepping up. That allows Noyola to get in behind. Forces a great save out of the Spirit keeper.
Matheson playing it back to Huster with that red hair, playing it forward, looking for McCarty. Dynas gets ahead on it. And last touch by Barnes. Throw in for the Spirit. We're in the 11th minute, a 1-0 Seattle lead on the goal by Lindsay Taylor.
Reign already look a lot sharper defensively. The last few games, they've had players running loose in the box, and they seem to be defending after the service has come in. Now they seem to be much more active before the ball is played in, stepping, making sure that players are being tracked, talking to each other, making sure that they're organized.
David, when you've gone through what the Reign have gone through, that long scoring drought, looking for win number one, and you get that goal early, talk about what that can do just in terms of confidence and kind of that swagger you're trying to develop on the field.
You have to believe, and goals build belief. There's no question about it. You need things to start going well for you. I mean, it's great to say, well, we haven't had this player or that player, the breaks haven't gone our way, but it's great to start making your own luck and start pushing the ball forward. It's not just the goal. It's the fact that they've been able to create chances consistently and hold the ball against the Spirit that's making the difference right now. Right now, this team believes that they can play. Not sure that was true in their last game against Sky Blue.
An effort that really disappointed Laura Harvey and really disappointed her players. Their previous game was here at home against Kansas City, a 1-0 loss, but she really felt that the team played well in that outing against Kansas City. Felt like the goal that Kansas City scored was well earned, nothing cheap about it, and then to go out a week later and really fall flat on their faces, it was very disappointing and led to a lot of soul searching, and in the end led to some significant lineup changes tonight.
Absolutely. Kansas City is a very good team. They have some great attacking quality and are tremendous in possession, but if the team didn't get the message after the game against Sky Blue from what Laura Harvey said, they certainly have gotten it today based on the lineup changes she's made.
Fishlock playing it back to Ruiz. Dahlstream. Wells coming hard at her. Switch over to Dynas.
That's what they need. They need quick ball movement side to side to force the Spirit to move and defend in space as opposed to being able to put pressure on the ball.
Taylor a little strong on that first touch, ends up committing the foul.
Yeah, she needs to take that touch with her left foot, keep the ball away from the defender.
Near sideline, Hodak. Back to Gale. Into the box. And last touch by Barnes.
Had to be safe there. She wasn't sure what was behind her, and better safe than sorry.
So the corner kick coming up. It'll be taken by Lori Lindsay. She leads the National Women's Soccer League in corner kick attempts this season with 21, so her 22nd on the way. She has a goal and an assist. Again, a member of the U.S. national team.
She really is solid in midfield. Although I'm sure she'd like a couple more assists off of with so many corner kicks. Let's hope the rain can hold her out right here.
14 getting ahead on it. That was McCarty.
And that's why you have players on the near post right there. Looks like we have a player down.
Trying to pick up the number. Looks like number 4, Kate Dinas. Kate, a former star at the University of Washington, holding her right knee. A local product. We're up just about 30 minutes from here in Issaquah, Washington.
She was trying to track a player in the box, and she looks like she got stepped on, or there might have been a clash of knees. Hopefully it was just a bang of knees. Those really hurt, but they're easy to walk off, and she'll be right back up if that's the case.
Kate's done an outstanding job this season, has played a ton of minutes. Go back to the game in Portland against the Thorns, came up with a save right off the goal line, really has a knack of knowing where to be and when to be there.
Positionally really, really strong in possession of the ball as well.
Next game coming up for the Reign will be right here at Starfire Stadium on Sunday. 6 o'clock kickoff as they take on Sky Blue FC. This is the club that they had a lot of challenges with last week on the road in New Jersey, so you know they are looking forward to the opportunity to really presenting themselves in a much better light and going out and trying to get some payback and avenge that loss.
Absolutely. They are going to be extra motivated for that game.
Lindsay, hard charging into the box, nicely cleared out by the Reign.
You can count on Jessica Fishlock to work hard, regardless of which end of the field she's on.
Not large in stature, but a very physical player. She will engage. Shot by McCarty. Easy save by Betos.
And the Reign will be happy to let her shoot from there all night long.
And Kate Dinas going off the field and does not look good on the far sideline. So right now the Reign playing down a player, 10 on the field, as Dinas hobbles back to the Reign bench, and we'll be getting a substitution here in just a moment.
And Kate not able to put weight on that at all. That's not a good sign.
Taylor taken off the ball by Wells.
Her teammates working hard in the interim until they can get that sub in. They know they've got to do a little extra running.
Gale switching nicely on the far sideline. Matheson, McCarty. Good defense by Dahlstream.
That's well done.
Foul call will go against McCarty as we
Attention, please. Substitution for
have the substitution coming in.
On the game, number 4, Kate Dinas. Filling her position, Emily Zur, number 2.
Emily Zur checking in, number 2, replacing Kate Dinas.
Emily's gotten a lot of minutes this year, so at least we're bringing someone with some experience, so she should be able to fill in pretty well, I think.
Emily out of Vancouver, British Columbia. Played collegiately at the University of Illinois. Plenty of action this season as a starter. Barnes getting a left foot in there to break up the attack by the Spirit. 18th minute, 1-0 Seattle on the terrific strike by Lindsay Taylor. Tom Sermani, the national team coach for the United States women, in attendance tonight. Expect to have an opportunity to chat with Tom at halftime. Of course, they've got a match coming up against Canada, so a lot of these players tonight who are teammates will be opponents here before too long.
And that's the reality of professional soccer at this level. I mean, you're going to be friends with somebody in the locker room one day and then have to kick them the next week.
McCarty unable to connect with Matheson.
Kick them in a friendly way, of course.
Absolutely. That's how it is in soccer all the time, right? Betos out to Barnes. Far sideline, throw in for Washington.
I was just going to say the Reign looked a lot more composed in possession, and as soon as I was about to say that, the ball gets spilled out of bounds.
Ball deflected off the foot of Julia Roberts. Apparently last touch, though, by a Reign player. Throw in for Wells. Looking for McCarty. Dahlstrom not able to clear it the way she would have liked, and Laura Lindsay took advantage of maybe trying to catch Betos taking a bit of a nap, but Michelle was ready, and the delivery a bit high. Goal kick for Seattle.
Yeah, I think everybody started to take a deep breath as they saw that ball, thought that ball was going to go up over the half line, and then it just sort of scuffs off her toe. And wisely, the Reign player, the Spirit player, takes a touch and looks to hit it on goal to see if she can catch Michelle napping.
Michelle Betos ended her collegiate career 2009, University of Georgia. 2009 also, she was the W League goalkeeper of the year. As David mentioned earlier, has really done a fine job this season under quite a bit of pressure for the Reign.
She really is tremendously athletic. She's grabbed a couple of balls out of the air. I was amazed that she could even get to them.
Huster.
The Reign really doing a good job of determining where the confrontations will take place. They're not letting the Spirit dictate where the pressure's coming from.
Loyola to Taylor. Loyola losing it. Fishlock puts it up for grabs. Matheson with it for the Spirit.
That was the right ball. She just didn't hit it the way she wanted to. She was trying to get backspin on it so it would check up, and she just got underneath it too much and it went straight up in the air.
Dahlstrom breaking up that pass. Roberts out to Allie Krieger. Krieger, number 11, with the ball. Those orange boots, a member of the U.S. national team. Big collision there between Dahlstrom and Wells, and the foul will go against Wells.
Krieger was one of the real revelations of the last Women's World Cup. Really came on strong for the United States and really locked down that right back position. Unfortunately, she's had some knee issues and hasn't been able to play as much as she wanted.
Coming off a torn ACL during the CONCACAF 2012 qualifier.
You're going to see her in a U.S. jersey for years to come, I think.
Barnes with Oakes chasing her down. Out to Nairn. Emily Zur. And it'll be a throw-in for Seattle. Well, the referee says throw-in Seattle. The assistant on that far sideline says throw-in for Washington, and it will be a throw-in for the Spirit by Krieger. Good left foot by Barnes on that ball. Yale chasing it down. Huster, Matheson, Oakes. And terrific tackle right there by Lauren Barnes. Out to Liz Bogus. And to get something done in those tight quarters on the far sideline. And the Spirit will reset.
It's another good job by the Reign defense, making sure that the Spirit know that they're not going to be able to dictate where the ball gets played.
Fishlock, look at that sliding tackle, a beauty.
That's terrific. Way to slide and keep possession.
Offside on Taylor by about 5 yards. Barnes to Fishlock.
It's a great touch by Fishlock. Opens up the field. Just wrong sides Nairn. Nairn thought she was going to go inside.
When you have a player like Lori Lindsay hot on your heels, too, you know you're going to have to do something quickly with that ball. Fishlock did, just unable to connect.
Yeah, I think Lori's used to bossing the midfield. She scored a screamer of a goal last week, and she's probably riding high off of that right now.
Ahead to Larson.
Great hold-up play by Nairn. Surprised to see the ref keeper whistle in her hand there.
Gale. Off of Wales' head. And Seattle will now regroup. 25th minute. Here at Starfire Stadium, south of Seattle, a 1-0 Seattle lead.
And the Reign looking very comfortable. The Spirit have had the ball in their end a couple of times, but right for losing your center back right now, they feel very composed. Love the way Fishlock plays with her head up, identifying players running in front of her. That's a great ball by Noyola.
Out to Taylor. The service. Matheson clearing it out.
Overhit that ball just a little bit, but that's great running in the box by the Reign. She had a number of targets that she could pick out there.
There's Bogus getting into that ball a little too much, leading to the goal kick for Ashlyn Harris. Ruiz. Really tripped herself up, but maintained possession. Roberts back to Gale.
Reign looking very comfortable. Backline moving very well. Trying to stay compact. Giving the Spirit no place to play.
Lori Lindsay trying to find McCarty. Ball off of Bogus, throw in Washington. And David, your thoughts on what you're seeing so far out of the Spirit, maybe some adjustments that they can make?
Well, I mean, again, the Reign are doing a good job of putting pressure on them. When they're getting the ball forward, they're getting players isolated up front. They need to, if they're going to be successful, the ball's got to come into the front line. They've got to hold it up and bring midfield players in.
Larson ahead to Taylor. Cutting it back. Again, the left foot.
Apparently they didn't learn their lesson that she's left-footed.
Lindsay Taylor just a bit wide on that shot. But again, encouraging for this Reign team to have another good scoring opportunity.
That was a great quick diagonal ball when at Kansas City, or the game against Kansas City here at Starfire. That's what was really successful for the Reign, particularly early on in the second half. It's good to see them focusing on that and creating width early and getting in behind that back line at pace.
Laura Harvey talking about what a good job the Spirit do in terms of pushing forward, putting pressure on you, so you have to be able to counterattack. And that was a good example of it that last time.
Absolutely, and you see the Reign not taking any chances when they win the ball in the back and playing it out early, and that's forced the Spirit to drop off a little bit, which has given the backs a little more time to play.
Wells to Oakes. Lori Lindsay, the nice play out to Matheson. Looking for Oakes in the box. Wells gets tangled up with Noyola. It's a little hesitation move that time by Dahlstrom. Christina Larson. Good possession by Larson to Noyola.
That's a great job of holding the ball up and letting the midfield come to her so that she could now see if we can get the ball out the other side and build from there.
Fishlock. Nice move there. She got by Oakes, playing it up to Larson.
There's that diagonal ball again.
Trying to cut back to her right. And a foul called just outside the box, so this will be a dangerous free kick attempt coming up for the Seattle Reign. That foul going against Dominika Hodak.
Lindsay Taylor is just giving them fits. She is finding the ball out in space, taking players on, forcing a strong tackle and a foul.
Christine Nairn. Ashlyn Harris setting up her wall of 3 players. Here's Nairn with a left foot going for goal. Harris with a save. A terrific job by a world-class keeper in Ashlyn Harris with a terrific save on the shot by Christine Nairn.
That's a well-struck ball. She gets it up and over the wall. Keeper can't see. She's completely unsighted, reacts late to it, and is forced to bobble the ball back out wide. And the Reign keep possession.
Opportunities for both teams. Here's Larson. Far post, Noyola with a left foot.
It's a great run in the box again. They're doing a terrific job of getting the ball out wide, swinging it back in, and the runs in the box are just terrific right now. The Spirit don't know where the attacks are going to come from.
And Harris with a goal kick. Krieger. Noyola. Throw in for the Reign. Last touch by Matheson.
And the Reign seem to embrace making those little runs defensively that allow everybody else to rest and build good structure so that they're not scrambling to defend all the time when balls are served in. And consequently, the game looks much more controlled for the Reign.
Huster to Krieger. Matheson. Teammates tonight, but again, likely opponents when it comes to the national teams of U.S. and Canada playing in Toronto soon. Foul going against the Reign. Free kick coming up for Washington.
Yeah, Fishlock stepped to her just as she accelerated, couldn't stay with her. Instead of allowing a player to run at her back line, she decides to clip her on the ankle and give a free kick from distance, give the team a chance to recover, get back, and get organized.
11th foul this season on Fishlock. She is someone who enjoys contact. She's also been fouled 11 times. Those are both near league highs, so that is not an unusual play for her.
I don't think the word timid has ever been used to describe Jessica Fishlock.
And here's Lori Lindsay, who, of course, is so dangerous on corners and set play situations. Into the box. Boy, nicely done by Lori Lindsay as she was looking that time for Huster, who got ahead on it, but over the goal, and a goal kick coming up for Betos.
That's a great service by Lindsay and a great run by Huster. It's a good job, though, defensively to put just enough pressure on her where she wasn't able to redirect her header on target. She was forced to pop the ball up over the goal.
Huster, long ball ahead to Oakes, and a good one. Stephanie Oakes with a cutback. Emily Zur with a defense along with Lauren Barnes, a throw-in for Washington. Nice ball, though, to find Oakes.
But the Reign converge on her quickly and put a lot of pressure on her. They get numbers around the ball and make sure that she can't turn and face goal.
Krieger into Oakes, who was unable to control the throw-in. This is Lauren Barnes. Liz Bogus. Getting tangled up with Matheson, and the foul will go against Bogus.
I'm not quite sure what Liz did there, but regardless, Lori Lindsay about to send the ball into the box. Reign dropping back in, making sure that they've got all their runners marked up so that when the ball comes in, they can play it away first.
Lindsay in the area of Oakes. Punched away by Betos. And Taylor clears it out to buy time for the Reign to get reset.
That's a strong job by Betos coming off of her line, punching the ball away. Good job by Taylor to recover defensively and try and get that ball out.
Matheson, the shot. Matheson, the goal for the Spirit. Diana Matheson, her 4th goal of the season, did a terrific job holding off the Reign defender and put it home, and we are even at 1-1 as Matheson scores in the 35th minute.
Well, we said she was trouble. She's all over the field. She beats the defender wide left and is in on Betos. Betos guesses wrong. She shoots near post, and as Betos goes down to the inside of the goal, the ball lands in the back of the net.
I believe that defender was Emily Zurin. Take a look at Jess Fishlock. She is really trying to keep this team together through these difficult times. Things had been going very well up until that Matheson goal for the Reign. Conversely, look at Lori Lindsay, a great leader there, member of the U.S. national team, encouraging her Spirit teammates. A lot of passion on this field tonight.
Absolutely.
Both teams looking, Dave, to break through and get that first victory. And we talk about desperately wanting it. There's evidence from both teams that that's exactly what the goal is here tonight.
Well, you hit the nail on the head, Jess Fishlock, making sure that one lapse in concentration does not spoil the good work that they've done today. They've got a lot to be confident about based on the way the game has gone so far. One isolated ball gets through and they get a goal out of it. The Spirit, on the other hand, Lori Lindsay trying to urge her team on, telling them, look, we're still in this. We've been on the back foot for most of the game, but all it takes is one goal, and all of a sudden we're back in it. And they're going to want to try and keep the pressure up here.
Krieger with the throw in. Liz Bogus losing control.
The Reign have to settle in and keep doing what they've been doing. It's been making them successful today.
Krieger into Huster. Back to Alley. Emily Zur with a header. Ruiz, Matheson now for the Spirit.
Matheson's one of those players who can make those same energetic runs that Jess Fishlock does, but she does a really good job of sort of hiding in space, and you kind of ignore her for a little bit, and then she makes one of those darting runs in, and she's all of a sudden free in dangerous positions. You can see why she's got 4 goals on the season.
That 4th goal entering play today, that would tie her with Sydney LaRue for the most goals in league play.
A player Seattle fans are familiar with from her time here last summer.
We talked earlier, David, about Hope Solo not being here, one of the U.S. allocated players for this Reign squad, but there are 2 others. Megan Rapinoe currently playing for Lyon in France. They're hoping to have her here in June. And a player they will not have and would desperately love to, considering the offensive issues that they've been dealing with, is Amy Rodriguez. Well, Amy's pregnant, so she's beginning her family. And so they will not have her at all this season. Yeah, so this team is just really trying to weather a number of storms, including injuries. They've got 2 players out tonight with ankle issues. Ellie Reed unable to go. And now you have the injury as well, suffered by Kate Dynas, taking her out of this game in the first half.
Yeah, it always hurts to have a player of Hope's quality and leadership ability not on the field. That certainly is, I'm sure, affected their defensive organization. But Amy Rodriguez and Megan Rapinoe would add a lot to this squad. I mean, this squad struggled to score goals, and those are 2 of the most creative players in the league. Amy Rodriguez, one of the most active runners up front, and Megan Rapinoe, one of the most clever players with the ball at her feet.
And Lindsay tripped up in the box. Let's see if they're calling that foul just outside the box or in the box. Looks like it's going to be just outside. So I think Lindsay was trying to sell it has a potential penalty kick, but still a very dangerous situation for the Reign. Let's take another look at it.
Yeah, the ball comes on Lori Lindsay's feet, and defender just gets caught a little bit flat-footed as she starts to go by her. As Jenny Ruiz sticks out a leg, trips her up, and down she goes. You know, this is a dangerous position, clearly, because it's so central, but it's also hard to get the ball up and down quickly enough to get it over the wall and then into the goal. See a lot of balls go high here.
Lindsay, saved by Betos, saved again by Betos. The header is in. Allie Krieger with the goal for the Washington Spirit. Terrific, relentless pursuit of that ball by the Spirit, and it results in the goal for Allie Krieger.
Well, as I said, you know, it's tough to get the ball up and over the wall and then on goal. Lori Lindsay does a great job. Michelle Betos makes two absolutely brilliant saves, but the Spirit are quicker to react to the ball than the Reign backline, and they just tap it in for an easy goal. You could see Michelle shaking her head. She felt like she did enough work to keep it out, but unfortunately wasn't able to get it wide enough of the goal to keep it out.
Storm trying to come right back. Barnes arcing service in. It'll be a goal kick. A goal for Krieger, her first on the season, coming in the 40th minute and giving the Spirit a 2-1 lead. Boy, tons of action, David, in this first half offensively for both clubs.
Yeah, and it's getting close to halftime, but the Spirit are starting to assert themselves. Sort of that initial burst of energy that the Reign had, the quality that they had, starting to wear off just a little bit. They need to take a deep breath and gather themselves. It'd be great to get another one before halftime, but they'd just like to create some sort of positive steps that they can build on, that Laura Harvey can talk to them in the locker room about.
Huster with a throw in, back to Harris. Robin Gale with a lot of room to operate and survey the field, finds Ingrid Wells. Nice first touch by Wells.
That's a good recovery by Lindsay Taylor, though.
Lindsay. McCarty. Finally played out by Lauren Barnes. As much as the Reign would like to score before half, the one thing they definitely do not want to do is give up a third first half goal.
No, they have so much to feel good about in this first half. It's unfortunate that they're down, but if they can just have a little composure and hold on till halftime, they can sort a few things out and see if they can come back out and get an equalizer right after the half.
Oakes. Deflected off of Dahlstream. Julia Roberts is looking for Krieger.
It's a great run forward.
Trying to counter. Barnes. Larson. Christine Nairn. Taylor.
Taylor's been the most dangerous player, really determined, but that ball looked a little too hopeful for my liking.
A goal by Krieger officially in the 39th minute.
I don't think Allie gets a lot of goals, but she's going to be feeling pretty good after that one. That one's on effort.
In the 44th minute, here at Starfire Stadium, south of Seattle.
This is what the Reign need to do. They need to be deliberate. They need to defend. They need to make sure that the Spirit don't have looks forward. It's been the more direct balls for the Spirit that have given them some trouble, not the slow build-up. They need to make sure that the Spirit keep the ball in their half of the field.
Throw in for Washington. Spirit have gotten tremendous fan support back home. They've had 4 straight matches on their home pitch, so bringing it out on the road and having a first half like this with the 2 goals, certainly encouraging for them.
Yeah, it's sort of like being a counterpuncher in boxing. They received a few body blows early on, but they've come back and struck back. And again, I think they're feeling pretty confident right now, and they feel like they've got the match under control.
Headed out by Zur. Matheson playing it back to Robin Gale. And a foul. That goes against Christina Larson. And quickly back to play, the Spirit. Oakes. Throw in Washington.
It's a good job not to let Oakes settle the ball there.
Some of the Spirit were claiming a handball there, and I believe that was the call. So again, Lindsay, free kick situation. And we've already seen how dangerous that can be.
It's the second time the assistant referees overruled the center there. Not always in the Reign's favor either.
Now into added time in the first half. Lindsay, far post, is trying to connect with Julia Roberts.
She made that look a little too good with that dive. I don't think the referee was all that interested in calling that foul.
Good defense by Robin Gale. Ahead to Oakes. Defended by Zur.
It's good pressure to stand Oakes up, make her turn back.
Jenny Ruiz. Dahlstream. Ruiz with a direct ball toward Larson. Huster. Matheson looks forward. Krieger with some room. Looking for McCarty in the box. Headed. And Betos hauls it in. Off the head of Jenny Ruiz.
And there you see some of the problems that's plagued the Reign so far this year. You've got players running in the box, bracketed by 2 players, nobody putting direct pressure on the ball. And it doesn't take too many of those before a loose ball bounces around in the box and somebody pounces on it and stuffs it in the back of the net.
And the whistle blows, ending the first half here at Starfire Stadium with the Washington Spirit holding a 2-1 advantage over the Seattle Reign, who actually scored first in this match, the 6th minute by Lindsay Taylor. But then the back-to-back goals coming late in the first half. Diana Matheson in the 34th minute with the equalizer. And then Allie Krieger 5 minutes later to give the Spirit a 2-1 advantage. Well, what do you think maybe one of the key messages Laura Harvey will need to direct to her team just in terms of tone and trying again to focus on the positives and not the breakdowns that occurred late in the first half, David?
Well, that's exactly what she's going to do. She's going to remind them how well they played in the first 25 minutes of this game, how they had the Spirit pinned back in their own end of the field, and she knows that her forwards can break down the Spirit's back line. So she's going to try and find ways to get that ball driven diagonally out wide, to see if we can get Lindsay Taylor on the ball a little bit more.
And for acting head coach of the Spirit, Chris Ward, obviously he's got a lot of good things to talk about. As you mentioned, they had some other issues defensively as the Reign had some nice runs into some dangerous scoring territory. They weathered that with the exception of the Taylor goal, and then those back-to-back goals late in the half. That's the type of momentum you like to take to the locker room.
Yeah, I think he's going to emphasize some of those early balls into the forwards and then emphasize a lot of those deep runs from the midfield that seem to undo the Reign's defense a little bit. The Reign get caught tracking the runners, and all of a sudden there's space for that midfielder to run into. They can be loose, and all of a sudden the ball pops out, and they can get dangerous chances on goal.
So So at halftime, it's 2-1 Spirit over the Reign. We're going to take a brief break. Stick with us. We'll be back in just a few moments, and we'll have a conversation with the new head coach of the U.S. Women's National Team, Tom Sermanni, who is here tonight, not only checking out some of his talent, but some of the talent that he'll be going against when the U.S. plays Canada here shortly up in Toronto. It's halftime at Starfire Stadium, just south of Seattle. The Washington Spirit with a 2-1 lead over the Seattle Reign. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday evening, and it is a pleasure to have alongside the new head coach of the U.S. Women's National Team, Tom Sermanni. And Tom, first of all, we do appreciate your time tonight. And why don't you give us your impressions of what we saw out here in the first half?
It's actually been a very good competitive first half. A lot of end-to-end soccer. chances at both ends, and two teams really going out and having a go and trying to win the game. So it's been very entertaining.
It's kind of fun to watch. I know there are players that will be playing for you, playing against you shortly up in Toronto for Team Canada, and tonight some of those players are teammates. I guess it's the beauty, in some respects, of the beautiful game.
It is. I mean, that's why we consider it to be the world game. You know, players are playing with each other, playing against each other. Even their own national team players are up against each other in this competition, and let me say, they give no quarter, and no quarter is expected when they're playing against each other.
Previous stint with the Australian national team, so you're a relative newcomer to this new post. You're unbeaten, nicely done, living up to the expectations. What are your impressions of this squad that you're now in charge of?
Well, it's an outstanding group of players, a very professional group, very focused group. A group of players that when you feel you're putting them on the soccer field, they're going to win games, and that is, from a coaching perspective, is a fantastic thing to have. The competitiveness in training is outstanding, and really, you know, off the field, a great group of players to work with. Oh, a great group of players to work with on the field,
yeah,
and great group of players to be around off the field.
Tom, in terms of how you like to play the game, the players you inherited, are those players a good fit for what you like to do?
Definitely. You know, I think there's a great misconception about US soccer players, and that it's all about power and pace, and there's not a lot of actual football soccer skill about them. But, you know, this national team has got an extremely large number of very talented players.
Beyond that talent, what was the appeal for you in terms of this job? It's always great to have a challenge. What was the appeal to take this position?
Well, I think as a coach you really get an opportunity to take on the number one team in the world, and you know, this is the pinnacle job in women's soccer. So that was the first the first thing that attracted me to the position. And again, the challenge. You know, I think I've been fortunate to have a coaching career that's been really quite varied and mixed, and, you know, coached in Australia, coached overseas, and just to come here again and to have this opportunity to coach a team that's got real ambitions and real aims is a great thing for me.
Let's talk about a couple of your players that are members of this Reign team. We haven't seen them yet for various reasons. First of all, your goalkeeper, Hope Solo, coming back from wrist surgery. What's the latest you can tell us about Hope and when she might be available for you?
Well, she's not far off. You know, she should be getting cleared by the end of the month from the doctors. So, you know, hopefully a week or 2 weeks after that, she should be back in goal, back between the sticks. And I know she's itching to be back on the soccer field. So, you know, it's just an injury, a wrist injury, that wear and tear, and what happens at international level these days, that we really had to get fixed, and this is a good time to get it fixed.
So, unlikely, I would guess, for the June 2nd game in Toronto against the Canadian team. Maybe one of those two games against Korea coming up, possibly?
Well, hopefully that'll be the case. Hopefully that she'll be back playing before then, and then available for selection for those games.
And let's talk about Megan Rapinoe, who is currently playing for Lyon in France. Your impressions of her as a player?
Match winner. I mean, that's the thing about Megan, is that she turns up in the big games and does things that changes games. She either scores goals or she creates goals, and you know, those kind of players are the ones now that make a difference at international level. So when games are tight and you need somebody to pull something out for you, she's one of the players that does that.
After playing against these players for years, did anything surprise you once you got to know them better as part of your team? Anything kind of jump out at you?
Probably a couple of things. One, like I said before, is that how talented they are. Mm-hmm. Because from the outside, you know, people say don't probably give the US the credit for their actual soccer ability. The second thing is just, you know, how good they are to work with. So some people said to me when I came into the job what it's going to be like working with Abby Wambach, Hope Solo, Rapinoe, etc., etc. And they're terrific to work with. You know, they're really good, dedicated professional soccer players, and that's been a real treat for me.
I'm glad you mentioned Abby, because you have a great seat as history unfolds before you, as she is kind of nipping at the heels of Mia Hamm and that all-time goal-scoring record, just 3 behind. When it happens, and it'll happen, that'll be fun to see.
That'll be great, you know, and hopefully, I mean, hopefully it will happen against Canada. But in a real sense, it would be fantastic if it happened on home soil here in the South Korean game. So that would be wonderful either way. But hopefully by the end of these games in June, she'll have overtaken that legend of women's football, Mia.
Hey, before we let you go, just a little bit about you. You're from, and my name's Tom Glasgow. You're from, how do you say it in Scotland? You're from Glasgow?
Glasgow,
All right. When did the soccer bug bite you?
When you're brought up in Glasgow, you're brought up with a soccer culture. You play in the streets until it's dark. You've got a soccer ball, and every kid's dream is to become a footballer, become a soccer player, and that's where it started. You know, it starts as a 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old just playing around in the streets.
Yeah. Big soccer news today. Last question. David Beckham retires at the age of 38. What do you think his legacy will be to the sport that you care so much about?
Huge. I don't think his legacy is finished yet. I can see him probably not in a coaching role, but I certainly in other roles still be involved in soccer. But an absolutely stellar career. I mean, I read an article on him today, and he said he couldn't have dreamed of, the things that have happened to him happening. And, it's just been a phenomenal career. Great professional, somebody that's had an outstanding soccer pedigree on the field and a great reputation off the field. The perfect role model.
Pretty amazing few days in your sport with Alex Ferguson saying goodbye to those fans in Manchester, and then David Beckham retiring, and of course he made his name for that club. Tom, it's a pleasure. We wish you nothing but the best, all the best moving forward with the U.S. women's national team.
Thanks, Tom. It's a pleasure.
All right, again, we're at halftime, Starfire Stadium, just south of Seattle, with the Washington Spirit leading the Seattle Reign 2-1. We'll take a brief break and be back in a few minutes with second half action. Halftime continues from Starfire Stadium, 2-1 Washington in front of Seattle. Along with David Wharton, I'm Tom Glasgow. Let's take a look at some of the action from the first half. Plenty of it on the offensive end, David, as the Reign got busy in this one early.
Absolutely. It's a great diagonal ball from Larson. Taylor brings it down and just smacks it with her left foot. Does a terrific job, and you could see her excitement getting the Reign on the scoreboard where they wanted to be early on.
That ended a scoring drought that at that point had gotten to 291 minutes, and the Reign kept pushing forward.
Absolutely. Noyola does a good job of pushing into the box, cuts that ball back. It's a little behind her, and she's not able to get everything on it that she wanted to. Lori Lindsay with a great service in the box, had to be saved off the line. Was a little chippy early, really settled down, but when the fouls have come, they've been hard fouls. And here's a great ball to open up the Spirit. Taylor on her left foot again. There's a terrific free kick from Nairn. Forces a great save at the near post. Look at the bend on that ball.
Nice play by Ashlyn Harris, and then Matheson delivering her 4th goal of the season. Special play.
And her body shape just sort of forces Michelle Betos to come down to the middle when she fires it high into the near post, and there's nothing Michelle could do about that.
And then this situation off the free kick.
Really unfortunate. You see the ball go between the wall and Jess Fishlock there. It suggests that the wall was not positioned well to cover that near post. Great job by Michelle to keep the ball out, not once but twice. Unfortunately, one of the Allie Krieger there to pounce on it and knot it in.
Allie Krieger right where she needed to be. Next home match for the Seattle Reign will be this Sunday against Sky Blue FC. That is a 6 o'clock kickoff right here at Starfire Stadium. Don't forget to get your tickets at RainFC.com. That's RainFC.com. There's also a promo code of YouTube. I'll get you a little bit of a discount on your tickets.
$3 off your tickets.
Upcoming match against the Portland Thorns. So that I-5 rivalry between the Emerald City and the Rose City coming up later this month as well. The two teams put on a terrific show in front of roughly 16,000 fans down at Geldwin Field in Portland.
Yeah, it's
earlier on this season.
It's a brand new league, but you gotta understand that rivalry is as strong as any that there could possibly be in women's soccer today. Just something about the two cities, they just want to beat each other.
Regardless of sport, as we get ready for the second half, good look at some of the fans here at Starfire Stadium, and we are underway. Spirit with the first possession and the 2-1 lead. Lori Lindsay playing it back to Huster. Up ahead to McCarty. Lauren Barnes with a defense for Seattle plays it back to Michelle Betos, who sends it right back to Barnes.
Right off the bat, the Reign trying to come with some energy and put some high pressure, force some early turnovers, see if they can get a little bit of that mojo back from the early in the first half.
There's Bogus to the middle, but nobody home there. Hodak is trying to find Oakes. Betos ahead to Taylor. Nice job trapping that ball with her chest to bring it down. Larson getting a foot on it. Taylor trying to track it down.
She is really causing the Spirit backline fits tonight. That's going to be a key for the Reign here in the second half.
Nice ball by Taylor.
She's going to need more of the ball.
Noyola,
that's a great goal! And that's exactly what the Reign needed right away. They needed quality service from the right flank again. A great run on the back post by Noyola. Nods it into a wide open net. Absolutely nothing that the Spirit keeper could do there.
We talked prior to the game about Teresa Noyola being added to this lineup, a former National Player of the Year at Stanford.
And it's a change that has definitely paid off already.
And that is a terrific job with the header for Noyola, beating Ashlyn Harris and that Spirit defense, and we are tied at 2.
All Ashlyn Harris could do was stand and admire that ball as it went into the corner.
I tell you, just a terrific night of offensive play.
If you like goals, you love this game.
Yale near sideline to Matheson. It was a clever play by Matheson, leading to the foul by Barnes. If not, Diana Matheson may have been on her way to some very productive moments for her club.
Yeah, it's a good first touch by Matheson. A good job to make sure that she doesn't get in behind, break, and make the Reign defend facing their own goal.
Allie Krieger. Noyola. To Larson, back to Noyola with some room to operate.
almost sprang a great counterattack there, but good, shows some composure, sees that it's not on, retains possession of the ball.
Look at Fishlock take it away from Lori Lindsay. And Fishlock, again, trying to catch Harris too far off her line. Went for a bit of a mini miracle there. Bit of an optimistic shot, but you like the aggressive mental approach that she's taking.
Absolutely. She is going to put her stamp on the game one way or another. She's determined to do that. She could have held the ball up there. Certainly the Reign had numbers, and they could have broken them. If they could have broken them down collectively, that would have been great. But you can't hold a player like Jess Fishlock down. You got to let her express herself.
Noyola goal, officially in the 46th minute. Her first on the season, the assist to Christine Nairn. Easter surveys, goes over to Gale.
And the Reign have come out exactly as they needed to. They've regained control of this game. Question now, of course, is can they sustain it?
Nairn down to Noyola. To Emily Zur. Zur came on in the first half when Kate Dynas suffered a leg injury on that back line for Seattle. Matheson very clever ahead to Lindsay. Fishlock gets it back, plays it ahead, onside, the left-footed volley. Terrific play by Christina Larson just to control that pass and then deliver a pretty good shot.
That's a great job to quickly turn that ball over and then look diagonally really early, see the defenders stepping up, get that ball in behind, creates a great opportunity for the Reign.
Christina Larson, a former UCLA Bruin. Final season there was 2009, a career of 30 goals and 11 assists.
It's a nice run from in deep.
Offside against Christine Nairn.
I thought she had timed that really, really well. She started to make that run. Unfortunately, it took just a second for the ball to get to her, and by the time the ball was delivered, she had just taken a step offside.
Ruiz with a long ball out of the defensive end. Tracked down by Robin Gale.
Yeah, but the Reign starting to really dictate the tempo here, both offensively and defensively. It's good to see.
Switch to Liz Bogus. Here comes the overlap by Lauren Barnes. Bogus near goal, and Harris hauls it in, but again, the Reign continuing to put pressure on the Washington defense.
And it starts again with a good switching ball. Allows Bogus to be isolated 1v1. She does a great job of pressing it forward to the end line, forcing the defenders to turn and face their own goal. Serves a great teasing ball in, but unfortunately too close to the keeper.
Defense by Zur, the pass from Lindsay. Lindsay gets it back, goes down. And Ruiz. Spirit to Oakes. And cleared out defensively. Nicely done, that sliding tackle by Jenny Ruiz.
Yeah, she's been very active. That's great catch-up work by her to get there and drive the ball out of bounds, settle the Reign defense down, and let them collect themselves.
Jenny out of Corona, California. There's Bogus. But Allie Krieger is there, what you'd expect from one of the top defenders in World Cup competition, international play, and certainly as a member of the U.S. national team. Noyola. Dahlstream. Good defense by Wells as Taylor got the ball a little too far away from her body. Throw in to the Reign.
The pace of the game is just so much higher tonight when the Reign is in possession than it has been in past games. The movement of the ball, running of the players, decision making. Everything's just a little bit quicker and a little bit sharper, and you're seeing that with the result on the scoreboard.
Julia Roberts harassing Noyola there. Zerda Barnes.
Bogus looking to get in behind if they can just find her the ball, get the ball over the top. She's looking to get in behind.
Fishlock, nice switch over to Taylor. Unable to make that connection with Larson.
But they had the Spirit push back, and Spirit only have 2 players forward to put pressure on the back line. Gives the back line time to gather the ball and look up.
Taylor with a right foot this time. Sends Harris diving, and it'll be a goal kick. Oh boy, we've seen some impressive strikes, both left-footed and right-footed, from Lindsay Taylor. She's putting it all on display tonight.
She knows what she wants to do. She wants that ball in the back of the net, and she's going to do it however she can.
Soccer America's National Player of the Year at Stanford in 2011. Same year she was also the Pac-12 Player of the Year out of Redwood City, California, 23 years of age. Actually a teammate back to the youth days with Teresa Noyola. So the 2 goal scorers for the Reign tonight have known each other and played together for many, many years.
You know, and having that familiarity with players, it gives you just that little bit of confidence. When you know where she's going to run and she knows where you're going to run, you know where to play the ball. Just makes things just a little bit easier, particularly when you've got a team that's so new like this. Any little bit of confidence that you can build with that familiarity is a good thing.
Oakes. Ahead to Lori Lindsay. Wells. Finding some room for herself. McCarty. Fishlock gets a foot in. Matheson. Ahead to McCarty with some room. McCarty shoots. McCarty scores! Goal, Washington.
That's unfortunate. It looked like the defenders stumbled a little bit as she took a touch wide. They weren't able to gather themselves and get a foot in to block that shot, and she just had too much time to look up at the back corner of the net and slot it home.
Take another look at it. Emily Zur unable to contain McCarty. And Tiffany McCarty scoring in the 56th minute, and Washington will reclaim the lead at 3-2. Second goal on the season for Tiffany McCarty, the second overall pick in the NWSL draft. It was Laurel, Maryland, her home. Already playing collegiately at Florida State. And now we'll see if the Reign can once again pick themselves up off the deck. Certainly did that to get things underway here in the second half with a goal by Noyola.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. They had a good period of sustained pressure where they'd gotten 3 or 4 dangerous chances on the Spirits net. And it felt like the Reign had really brought themselves back into the game. But just like the first goal in the first half, it just takes one moment, just takes one little misstep by the defenders, and all of a sudden, the goal in the back of the net. Spirit doing a good job of being opportunistic.
Taylor. Taken away by Lindsay. Allie Krieger calling for a switch to the near sideline.
Within half an hour left to go, I do not think we've seen the last goal of this game yet.
Nairn. Oh, good defense by Gale that time. Christina Larson wide open for the Reign.
Yeah, she just telegraphed that pass just a little bit too much. She was able to just sort of dip her shoulder like she was going forward. She might have been able to get the defender to step inside. She would have been able to slot it in for her teammate to run in on goal.
See some enthusiastic Reign fans in the background. They have not given themselves a break with those flags over there as they continue to encourage their team here at Starfire Stadium.
Well, there are no better supporters than Seattle soccer supporters. If you've ever been over to CenturyLink Field to watch the Sounders play, you know how loud it gets over there. I'm trying to recreate that same atmosphere here at Starfire.
Offside the call. Substitution. Ingrid Wells going off. And Caroline Miller, number 10. You see Caroline jogging out onto the field as she comes on out of Rockville, Maryland, played collegiately at the University of Virginia.
Yeah, the Spirit have a lot of players on their roster from the greater Washington area. A lot of Virginia players, a lot of players from Maryland, Georgetown.
Fishlock at high work rate. Taylor onside. Good defense that time by Hodak. Betos. Noyola. Bogus. Liz Bogus with a cross.
That's good work by both Noyola and Bogus. Noyola presses her defender inside, forces her to commit to the inside, and then slots the ball wide for Bogus. Bogus serves the ball well, but you need a runner at the back post there to get on the end of that and stuff at home.
Huster ahead. Miller. Lindsay. Nice ball up ahead to McCarty. Trying to chase it down. Shoulder to shoulder with Emily Zur. And it'll be a corner kick for Washington.
That's the quality of Lori Lindsay right there, playing that ball into space. Smart move there to just play the ball off of the defender's shins, win a corner kick, and allow the players to come up in support of Lori Lindsay. You know you're going to get good service here.
Third corner of the game coming up for the Spirit and Lori Lindsay. Betos. No trouble with that one.
Lori will be disappointed with herself for that ball. A great ball out.
Noyola and Gale cleaning up defensively for the Spirit. Roberts. Lindsay out wide and Dahlstream breaking up that connection. And it'll be a goal kick for the Seattle Reign.
You can just tell Michelle Betos just wants to play so quickly. She wants to play quickly, but she's doing the right thing, slowing down a little bit, allowing her team to get up the field, have a chance to win the second ball, if not the first one here.
In the direction of Taylor, and Lindsay unable to keep it in the field to play. The throw in for Washington. Reign with a turnover. Bogus tripped up.
Reign doing a really good job of creating turnovers in midfield. Liz Bogus with another run, torturing Allie Krieger, forces her to foul. And Krieger sees a yellow card for it.
First yellow of this match. It goes against Allie Krieger.
Yellow card. Washington player number 11, Allie Krieger.
Wondering if that was for the foul or possibly for a little bit of dissent, a little disagreement. Could you pick that up?
I think Bogus was in if Krieger had not taken her down, and I think the referee felt it was a professional foul and it needed to be punished.
Fishlock going far post.
Again,
Header unable to bring that in. I think it was Liz Bogus.
Just a little too strong. She gets a little too far underneath that ball, and it floats up in the air a little bit. Be nice to see sort of a driven ball a little bit higher. She had good runners in the box, but unfortunately, she needs to give them a chance to run in and drive that ball into the back of the net.
Good look at Ashlyn Harris, outstanding keeper. Remember that U.S. national team roster. Here's Bogus, a little strong over to Nairn, who was unable to control the ball. Miller and Barnes collide, and that foul will go against Barnes.
Can't watch Jess Fishlock play and not enjoy the game. You just saw her out jump a much taller player for Adder, and it's based on pure determination.
Now, the engine always in a very high gear for her,
She
and really
leaves
a point guard for this team.
She leaves it all on the field. She's not going to be outworked, that's for sure.
You look at that midfield for Washington, and Lori Lindsay with the ball. Here's another
quality
player
one-touch
that
ball.
really drives and directs her team. Here's Nairn. Good recovery that time defensively by Krieger.
Nairn, if she could have gotten her head up, she had Lindsay running on the far, making a diagonal run on the far touchline. She would have been in all by herself, but just doesn't quite see her, spins the ball back and tries to keep possession there.
'65th minute, now into the 66th minute with Washington leading 3-2. The Spirit had a 2-1 lead at halftime. The Reign getting the equalizer early in the half from Noyola. And then the response for their third goal from McCarty for the Spirit.
Rory Lindsay really orchestrating things for the Spirit there.
McCarty back to Lindsay.
Reign have got to watch out for Lindsay in that position. That's pretty close to where she
Boy,
scored that
terrific
cracker
ball by
last week.
Krieger into the box. And after all that terrific possession, a breakdown on the part of Tiffany McCarty. Larson unable to make that connection with Dahlstream on the overlap.
It was a great overlapping run. She needed to play that ball just another 5 yards in behind the defenders. Dahlstream had such a head of steam that nobody would have been able to turn and keep up with her if they'd played that in behind.
Now you saw that great use of the body by Fishlock, and now she's hurting a bit. Shielding off a taller and stronger Tiffany McCarty. Well, I don't know exactly about the stronger part. They're both strong players, but certainly in terms of height, Tiffany with the advantage. But Jess doing a good job shielding her, leading to the Betos goal kick.
She's just never going to back down from the challenge ever.
Larson. Hodak, and she's fouled from behind by Christina Larson.
Yeah, Larson a little frustrated there. She got caught holding the ball. Needed to play the ball a little bit quicker. Tried to dribble her way herself out of trouble. Frustrated at losing the ball and earns herself a yellow card there.
And Larson gets booked with a yellow card for that tackle from behind. Second yellow of the match, both coming here in the second half. One for each team, the first going against Allie Krieger. Gale with the free kick. Stephanie Oakes Working on Dahlstream. Fishlock. And split three of her players, could not connect with any of them. Barnes and Bogus the likely targets, but right between them and the throw in for Washington.
Yeah, I think she wanted to find Bogus, but she hooked that ball a little bit when she hit it and didn't quite get it out in space the way she wanted to.
Huster watches it go out.
There's been an ebb and flow to this game where there's been sustained periods of pressure from both teams. The Rangers need to survive this little bit of this little period where the Spirit have started to assert themselves, win the ball back, and build again, and get make sure they can capitalize when their moment comes.
Dahlstream unable to come up with it. Foul will go against one of the Spirit players, either Oaks or Hodak on that far sideline.
Your favorite Reign FC player. The players will be available for 30 minutes in Autograph Alley, located at north side of the concession stand.
Reign about to make a substitution.
Autograph from your favorite player.
Ball into the box. Emily Zur. Ball still loose. And Gale clears it out of the box.
It's a great job by the Reign. Even on that ball, looked like it was going to be easily saved by the keeper. A run right in front of her, screen her off, make her just feel a little uncomfortable, put that ball back down on the ground.
Foul against Oaks. Battling in that far corner. Substitution coming up now for the Reign. Christina Larson, number 14, will be checking out. And trying to pick up the number of the player checking in. That's number 9, Tiffany Cameron.
And that's a move for speed. They're going to look for the Reign from here on out to try and get balls more in behind the back line of the Spirit. Larson's a great hold-up player, wants the ball underneath. But Chapman's one of those players who really wants the ball in space. So we're going to probably try to get balls behind the backs and see if she can run onto them.
Tiffany McCarty with the last shot attempt from distance for the Spirit. There's Tiffany Cameron getting her first touch on the ball. It'll be a throw-in for Washington. 72nd minute here at Starfire Stadium, south of Seattle. About a 15-minute drive with the Spirit in front, 3-2. Foul against Seattle. Tiffany Cameron, hometown of Toronto, played collegiately at Ohio State University, the Ohio State University. In case we have any Buckeye alums out there.
This game certainly has a little bit of a maple flavor to it, doesn't it, with all the Canadian players.
Attendance tonight, 1,011.
Seattle Reign now in the game. Number 9.
I think the threat of rain scared some folks off, but it's been a beautiful night so far. And a great night to come watch soccer. 5 goals.
So, David, roughly 18 minutes left in this match. From a Spirit perspective, you have the 1-goal lead. It obviously has been an offensive evening. Do you go into more of a defensive mindset at this point, or do you continue to push forward?
Well, I don't know that they're going to go to a defensive mindset, but they're definitely going to try and be smart. I mean, they're going to try and dictate the tempo, slow things down, keep possession when the ball's in midfield, not necessarily try those sharp counter punches, but just try to build slowly and take advantage of situations as they arise.
Here's Cameron. Noyola. And a header, and not the result she had the last time.
Now, I think there was a little confusion as to whose ball that was. I think she wanted to bring it down, but she heard player coming up behind her and didn't touch it quite as well as she wanted. didn't fall quite the way she wanted. But that's more of what the Reign need. They need to, in contrast to the Spirit, they need to step the tempo up.
Fishlock looking for Cameron. Krieger chasing her down and trying to pin her now down in the corner. Good defense by Ali Krieger.
And that's what the Reign are going to be looking for more of.
Miller the target on that one, but the Reign with it. Fishlock. Dahlstream. Christine Nairn. Offside call as the flag goes up, far sideline. Noyola, a little aggressive on that run.
Yeah, it's the right idea though. I mean, she's looking to get wide, force the defender to look inside to track the ball, and then cut in behind her. The ball just needs to be released a little bit earlier. She needs to hold her run just a half a beat. Wait till Nairn's prepared the ball and is able to serve it in.
The National Women's Soccer League celebrating its inaugural season. Visit nwslsoccer.com for all of your updated league information, team standings, and more. That's nwslsoccer.com. Now going against Julia Roberts, and Roberts receives a yellow card.
And that's consistent with what the refs called before. Those two previous fouls were yellow cards. She grabbed a hold of the Reign player's arms and dragged her down to the ground. That was a deliberate foul from behind. Had to be a yellow card.
Nairn and Fishlock talking it over. Nairn with a free kick. Emily Zur unable to control, and a goal kick coming up for Ashlyn Harris.
Again, good runs in the box, but the ball's just a little overhit. I think just a little too excited about trying to get that equalizing goal.
Reminder, you can get tickets to Seattle Reign Soccer at reignfc.com. That's reignfc.com. Use the promo code YouTube and get a discount on those ticket purchases. Reign looking for a third goal, an equalizer. Liz Bogus with Krieger tracking her down. Last touch by Bogus. Plenty of disagreement from the Reign fans here at Starfire Stadium.
The referee judging that Bogus touched the ball back out, but again, she does a good job of putting Ali Krieger, a great defender, under a tremendous amount of pressure. And Krieger goes to sleep tonight. She's going to see Liz Bogus behind her eyelids.
Matheson with a goal tonight, her fourth. Going for the tackle on Fishlock. Two very aggressive players. Krieger and McCarty doubling up on Barnes. It'll be a throw-in for Seattle. Nice switch by Nairn. Far sideline. Dahlstream unable to control it. Not a good first touch by her.
Yeah, she got a little excited. Those defenders, when they get up close to the box, they tend to get a little nervous, and that touch was just a little too long. She catches it underneath herself and then tries to recover. Overhits it, and fortunately right back to the Spirit.
Bogus trying to keep it in. Does a good job, but Krieger right there. And it'll be a throw-in for Seattle. Emily Zur. Tiffany Cameron. Ruiz. Noyola, no foul called. And Washington trying to get something going with Lindsay, but her pass deflected.
I think Noyola has a word or two for the referee there.
78th minute.
Reign are doing a good job building sustained pressure here, but they need to step it up even just another notch. They're not going to get in the extra minutes here. They need to keep the pressure on the Spirit.
David, will that more than likely come from possession, time running out? Do you look to play maybe more direct balls than you normally would?
Well, that's clearly with the substitution and clearly with the tactics that you've seen in the last few minutes. They feel like they've got the speed to get in behind the Spirit's backs with runs. So they're looking to play balls in deep and then step up and press if the Spirit win the ball. So they're trying to win the ball higher up the field, create turnovers and quick counterattacks.
Miller's shot deflected, so a corner coming up for the Spirit.
And that's the flip side, is when you do that, when you put a little pressure higher up the field, it leaves you open, it leaves some space at the back for counterattacks. And the Spirit are one of those teams that can take advantage of that. See Lori Lindsay taking her time here. She's in no hurry.
Substitution. Coming on, number 24. And there's no 24 right now that I have on my roster.
Jasmine Spencer.
All right, Jasmine Spencer on. Your roster's better than mine, apparently.
They must have updated it at halftime.
Dahlstream. Again, that direct ball we were just talking about. Dahlstream could not make the connection on the pass.
You know, that's a case where maybe the player gets punished for working just a little too hard to get the service in, and she'd gone down a little bit easier. She would have at least made the referee think about putting the whistle in her mouth.
From distance, it will result in a goal kick.
Taylor with another cracker. She is not afraid to shoot.
Roberts ahead for Oaks. Stephanie Oaks cutting it back, keeping the ball in. Miller. Lindsay with a strike. Goal kick coming up for Seattle.
It's good composure by the Reign. As Oaks got in behind, they retreated in orderly fashion, making sure that they had numbers in the box. Fortunately, the ball pops back out for a chance for Lori Lindsay from distance, and you know she can strike them from there.
Liz Bogus has her night come to an end. Good workload tonight for Liz as Kaylin Kyle, number 6, has come on right there.
Liz Bogus' running tonight has just been terrific. It has really been fantastic for the Reign, but they just need some fresh legs to come in and see if they can catch the Spirit defenders. Maybe they're a little foot weary now, and Kaylin Kyle can come in and get a late equalizer.
Kaylin Kyle played collegiately, University of Saskatchewan.
That's the mascot of the University of Saskatchewan.
You know, many I know you've caught me with one I do not know. See, and I thought I did all my prep work, David, and then you kind of throw me under the bus with the University of Saskatchewan mascot.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Didn't mean to test you.
We've got everybody now heading to their computers. Send that information into us.
Yeah. I know the football teams are Rough Riders.
Canadian Football League, there you go. Lindsay, Matheson, out wide to Oaks. Nice footwork by Stephanie Oaks. That last touch a little too strong. And a foul going against, that was against Emily Zur. And a yellow card. Not sure which player that was directed at.
Not quite sure what the foul is for. It seemed like she turned and was run over from behind, and somehow she's responsible for a yellow card worthy foul.
Emily Zur booked.
Need composure in the box here. You know Lori Lindsay's going to drive a quality ball in.
And a goal off the head of Huster, just beating Betos to the ball. Tori Huster with her first goal, and a 4-2 advantage for Washington, with time now becoming a major issue for the Reign. Terrific header, terrific service by Lori Lindsay.
Lori Lindsay drives that ball in. It's a good diagonal run in the box. Michelle Betos comes out strong, but Spirit player just nicks in front of her, just redirects it.
Harris hauls that in. First goal of the season for Tori Huster out of Florida State, a second-round pick in the supplemental draft of the National Women's Soccer League.
Well, regardless of the result, the Reign have got a lot of positives to take away from this game. They have maintained pressure on the Spirit for long stretches of this game. They've held the ball in their opponent's half. They've been goal dangerous. They've scored 2 goals, doubling their season output. So there's a lot that they can build on from here. It's not the result that they wanted, no question. They need to get sharper because they've been giving up opportunities, in ones and twos on the odd moment when the Spirit put the ball into their box. But by and large, they've got a lot to feel good about.
Well, and offensively, certainly Washington as well, David. The most they had scored in any match this year, and that was every match. They've had just 1 goal. 1 goal every time out. Tonight, they bust open for 4 goals in a road match here at Starfire Stadium.
Yeah, but the quality they have on the field, you know that they're going to score goals. They may have only gotten one in each of their previous matches, but they've got some quality players who can put the ball in the back of the net. Matheson, and again, you just look at the service that Lori Lindsay can play. You just know that players are going to be able to get on the ends of those balls and get easy goals.
Of course, Chris Ward, the acting head coach tonight. I wonder if he'll give Mike Jordan a call and tell him, I think I've got our offensive issues figured out, Mike.
He's probably going to ask for a raise, I think.
And if Mike is viewing, Mike, we wish you the best in your recovery from back surgery. Spirit will be making their way to Portland tomorrow, a match Sunday against the Thorns. So they look, what we believe will be an attempt to pull off a northwest sweep on this road trip, barring a dramatic comeback for a draw here by the Reign.
They'll find a hostile atmosphere down there.
Fishlock keeping it alive. Here's Lindsay. Nice ball out to her U.S. national teammate and Allie Krieger. Being chased down by Cameron. Lindsay.
Classy touch from Lori Lindsay there. And a storming run, just watching Allie Krieger eating up space with every stride there, and see why she's so thought so highly of on the national team there.
Matheson. Spencer. Where's the Spirit? More than happy just to slow things down a bit, maintain some possession. Matheson and Spencer that time not sharing the same wavelength.
Yeah, just taking a little air out of the ball, content to just play it down into the corners, give the Reign the ball back deep in their own end, force them to work at the length of the field to get one back. They know they got a 2-goal cushion. They know they can take it a little bit easier now.
Example of that right there in the far corner by Julia Roberts. Kaylin Kyle.
The Reign aren't going to give up easily, though.
88th minute. 4-2 Washington.
Those of you who watch European Champions League know that A couple of goals can be scored in the last couple of minutes. It's been done before. It can be done again.
Holly King, number 20. Second half substitution for Washington.
The Spirit have suddenly become fans of that scoop pass.
Yeah. All ahead, Kaylin Kyle. Losing track of it.
She was put in there to run, and run she will.
Fishlock takes it away. Long strike. Wide of the target. As we are now into the 90th minute here at Starfire Stadium, and certainly Ashlyn Harris in no hurry.
You can certainly understand the determination of the players wanting to take those long shots, but they are so hopeful. I mean, they have to be just perfectly struck in order to really be dangerous. As eager as they are to get that goal back, it'd probably be better just to have a little bit more composure, look up, see the runner on the far side, see if you can play the ball in behind. Even if that doesn't result in a direct chance on goal, odds are you can get a corner kick out of it.
Miller, right foot, blocked that time by Zur. Another off the post by Matheson. Spencer battling inside. And a goal kick, nearly a fifth goal for the Washington Spirit.
Reign defenders just looking a little flat-footed. Feel like they've put in a tremendous amount of work. The Spirit have the confidence of having a 2-goal lead.
4 minutes of added time. 4 minutes for the Reign to try to pull off a mini miracle here against the Spirit. The turnover. Matheson. Oh, good defensive play that time by Jenny Ruiz, or Miller may have been on her way to a one-on-one situation with Betos.
Yeah, the Reign defenders are now kind of being left on an island as their teammates press up the field, looking for a late goal. And Ruiz does well to cut that ball out. Called for something special, and she had something special.
Corner kick. So a set-piece opportunity for the Reign. Christine Nairn will take it. And if the Reign can put this corner kick in, all of a sudden things get very interesting for the last 3 minutes of this match.
You will see an energetic extra 3 minutes if they can put this in.
Krieger clears it. Noyola sends it back in. And Harris.
Just a touch too tall.
Ashlyn Harris cradling that ball, pressing it against the field turf.
And she lifts that ball back in, puts it in a dangerous spot, but it's just a few inches too tall for her forwards rushing back out.
Dahlstream. Hodak takes it away. Excellent defense that time by Hodak. And she heads for that far corner.
It's the smart thing to do under the circumstances. Again, even if the Reign win it back, they've got a long way to go.
Ball directed toward Cameron.
He was asking a bit much to expect her to play that ball 70 yards in the air.
Kyle, Noyola. Nice quick move by Teresa Noyola. Launching. Good effort from distance by Teresa Noyola.
Yeah, Noyola's done what she's been asked to do this game. She was supposed to come in and provide an offensive spark, and that's exactly what she's done. She's running at defenders. She's cutting inside. She's forcing them to adjust, laying good balls off for other players, and then striking the ball dangerously on goal when she gets the chance.
Down to about a minute left in this matchup. East Coast versus West Coast. The Washington Spirit with a 4-2 lead over the Seattle Reign. Foul will go against Seattle.
Clock is not the Reign's friend right now.
Gale sending the ball into the corner. Miller trying to track it down. It goes off of Miller. Zer looking for an outlet. Found one in Ruiz, but Ruiz sends it out. Another foul against Seattle. See Fishlock shaking her head, smile on her face, but certainly on the inside, frustration. With the Reign about to extend their season opening winless run to 6 games.
Yeah, it's got to be tough, but it can be turned around. I certainly know in my coaching career that it's been you're able to come back from these sort of extended stretches. This is a huge improvement for the Reign in this game in terms of their attacking ability. They just got to sort out their defensive issues.
So this match ends with a 4-2 victory for the Washington Spirit, a first ever franchise victory for Washington. So congratulations to the Spirit, now with a record of 1 win, 2 losses, 3 ties. So they get the 3 points tonight. Now 6 points on the season. And for the Reign, no wins, 5 losses, and a tie as they remain at 1 point. Coming up next for Seattle, Sunday night here at Starfire Stadium, they'll face Sky Blue FC, a team they lost to last week 2-0. That match on Sunday to kick off at 6 o'clock. A reminder, you can get your tickets at reignfc.com. Use the promo code YouTube for a discount. And coming up next for Washington, a trip to the Rose City and a game Sunday against the Portland Thorns. David, enjoyed it? Had fun tonight?
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
Not complain about the offense we saw tonight. Plenty
Absolutely not.
of terrific attacking offense from both of these teams here just south of Seattle. Once again, the final score, the Washington Spirit 4, the Seattle Reign 2. For David Wharton and our entire crew here just south of Seattle, I'm Tom Glasgow. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks for joining us.